The Florida humidity certain to be a factor in this one. There's no other way to say it, really. It is hot. It is humid here at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. Fielded just outside the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Fitzpatrick on first down. And incomplete to open things up. Robert Woods, former USC man, the intended target, but it'll be second down.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. They defer to White out of the shotgun. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. 3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Play fake, it's Fitzpatrick. And down he goes. Fitzpatrick sacked. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now. Back deep, Jakeem Graham. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. To throw is Fields. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Second and 10. A shotgun snap, Fields. That's into a crowd and intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. Defensively that time they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. A give right side now to Hunt. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Now, after the run by Hunt, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. He'll try to throw here, Fitzpatrick. And a dump off to White. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Hunt running left. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Running out of the gun with White, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Throwing Fitzpatrick. Flushed out right. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Hunt. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Conventional wisdom tells runners to work north and south and get upfield, but he was hoping he could win the race to the pylon. Excellent job of pursuit there by the defense, and they wound up knocking him backwards.
On 2nd and goal, Fitzpatrick. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Robert Woods, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bucs have taken a first-quarter lead. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. Sliding out of the pocket. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And pretty good running as he'll be close to a first down at the Falcons' 13-yard line.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked up by Julian Blackmon. He's at the 50, the 30, the 20, 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. That's a tough spot as a quarterback, Charles. You want to get rid of it, but you see what can happen when you do try to get rid of it with pressure.
Yeah, and how about the pressure coming without them having to blitz? That's when you know things are clicking for your defense, and the end result, they end up gaining 6 points.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. After one, a 1-point game, 7-6. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Off the play fake here, Fitzpatrick. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Parker the intended target, and now it's 2nd down. Here's Fitzpatrick. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Now whistles here before the snap. Looked like one of the Bucs may have moved. And a manageable 3rd down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. Fitzpatrick again. Looks for Parker, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Throwing again on second down. Fields. And he's got it. Touchdown. DK Metcalf. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before.
Receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And this is going to be a Bucs first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. From the gun, Fitzpatrick. Flush to his right. And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. A carry here for Hunt. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Fitzpatrick now from the 50. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. 3 first-half interceptions now, and Charles, you'd have to think a fair amount of concern is developing over there on that sideline.
And there should be, because essentially he's been a little loose and possibly reckless with the football here in the first half. Now, maybe it's not all on him, but still 3 interceptions. That puts the entire team in jeopardy. So the play caller from here on out got to design some throws for him that he can complete, keep it away from the defense, and try and get him back on track. Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. To throw again on 2nd down. Fields. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Out of the gun, Fields. That completes it again to Metcalf. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. From the 39, Fields. This one into the hands of Metcalf.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. To the air again, Fields. Here's a diving catch right side. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
Looking to throw again on second down. Fields. And this is incomplete.
That one was tipped up in the air and fortunately fell away for the defense because if the offense is able to grab that one, that's a short little jaunt into the end zone because there's not enough reaction time off of a tip ball for the defense to rally and make a tackle. They were very fortunate on that play.
Steps away to his left. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down. Here's Fields. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. DK Metcalf with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 15 now. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
On 3rd down, Fitzpatrick. And he'll find his target. Woods, it's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. Again, it's Fitzpatrick. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. There defensively was John Johnson to knock it free.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away, not intercepted.
And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Fitzpatrick to throw it. quick slant here to Woods. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bucs get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did. They didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This is Jakeem Grant. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Catch is made by Metcalf. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Fields. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Fields. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Out routes are always timing routes. And if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. 14 yards that time for number 14. Again, Fields. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Hurst. And he'll be out of bounds. 23 yards, the final tally. So, Charles, this, game number 2 in the NFL career, this rookie quarterback, his guys took the loss in the opener. And when asked after that game by reporters how he did, he was pretty curt. He said, not well. What did you see?
Well, first and foremost, I loved his answer to the media because he was being honest. And those veterans in the locker room, they're looking at him to see how he's going to handle things, and they like the fact that he's not blaming other people, because I thought he struggled. The only thing that's going to help him, though, reps.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. DK Metcalf in the final seconds of the first half. And the Falcons will extend their lead here just before halftime. Point after, right down the middle. And that could be important, as that makes this a 16-point lead. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, They'll call the timeout. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Final play of the half. Fitzpatrick buying time to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Super Bowl 49 hero Malcolm Butler. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. Here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
On first down, Fields. That ball caught by Campbell. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Another big play as they get 28 out of that one. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. They'll roll him out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Hayden Hurst, 30 yards. And the Falcons turn that interception into a touchdown. Extra point right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 23. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They'll begin the drive with Hunt. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Fitzpatrick rolling to his right. His throw incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that. And they force another incompletion.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. A first down throw for Fitzpatrick. Looking for Sanders here on the deep ball. A leap, and he's got it. He got it. And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. Now whistles here before the snap. Looked like one of the Bucs may have moved. And they'll try again here, 1st and goal after the false start. Fitzpatrick now. On the slant, he's got Sanders. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. Now whistles here before the snap. Looked like one of the Bucs may have moved. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. Fitzpatrick. He'll leave this one for White. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you.
They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Touchdown! Devontae Parker from 13 yards out. And the Bucs are able to cut in now to that deficit. Now the Bucs offense will stay out there as they'll go for 2. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he's going to get into the end zone for 2. And they're back within 2 scores. Down 15 now. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 36 yards on the play.
We have seen big plays from both quarterbacks throughout this game, and there's another one right there. Going back and forth, almost like 2 excellent guitar soloists trying to top each other with each additional play.
Now here's a throw that's complete. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Fields throwing again. To the right side, incomplete to Metcalf. Touchdown, Falcons! DK Metcalf, 31 yards. And the Falcons will extend their lead. So, Charles, the bad taste from that opening week loss, that's just a memory now. This has been a very strong performance as they score once again.
Yeah, I know it's only week 2, but you're exactly right, because this team felt like they let one get away in the opener. And not only were they determined to not let the same thing happen here, they knew that they had to correct a bunch of things. So everything that went wrong in game 1, they took care of business with it in game 2.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. Here's Fitzpatrick. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Sanders. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer 1st down. Now Fitzpatrick. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. To throw, Fitzpatrick. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. They have certainly looked his way in this 3rd quarter. Another catch, and it's good for a 1st down. Now Fitzpatrick. And this one grabbed by Darren Fells. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. They'll run with Hunt. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. To throw is Fitzpatrick. He's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing again on second down. Fitzpatrick. This is White on the screen. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's third down. They will run with White out of the shotgun. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Fitzpatrick now to throw on first down. He'll buy some time right. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. Throwing Fitzpatrick. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Robert Woods with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Bucs have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Hunt going to run for it. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the 2-point attempt is turned aside. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. Khalil Mack. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Throwing on second and long. Fields eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Good starting field position for him as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. 66 yards on the ground for him so far. Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick. Flushed out right. Now Fitzpatrick hit. It's out. He lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Yeah, we had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play. And maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
Mecole Hardman, the intended target, but it's going to be second down. Now it's Fields. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Eddie Jackson picks it. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today
and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. Here's Fitzpatrick. Flush to his right. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off near the 44. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to 23. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded just outside the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And that last pick six may have been the backbreaker as they now face a 3-score deficit in the fourth quarter. They need points quickly. Now pass complete here to Sanders. They're giving those short little routes. Tackled him in bounds, too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. Now whistles here before the snap. Looked like one of the Bucs may have moved. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Looking to throw. Fitzpatrick. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 45. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines.
Touchdown, Falcons! Paris Campbell, 40 yards. And the Falcons turn that interception into a touchdown.
Things are rocking easy here in the fourth quarter. They've got to feel pretty good about this one. Actually, they've got to feel excellent. Tough loss in the opener. No way they wanted to go 0-2.
I don't want to read too much into it, but psychologically, is there something much bigger about 0-2 than 0-1?
Oh, without a doubt, and here's the biggest one. Guys like you and me, all the media, are going to talk about, well, you know how hard it is to make the playoffs when you start 0-2, and that starts to work its way through a team.
And now they're working towards 1-1. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They'll run with Hunt on second down. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. And he's got room. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 70 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. They'll try to throw here. Fitzpatrick escaping the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. Fitzpatrick now from the 50. It's caught by Sanders. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down. Going deep here for Parker. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off down near the 5. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And now here is another interception. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Following the interception here, Fitzpatrick. This is caught. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown. But they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team. But I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film. But this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that.
And the formula there on the 2-point try, they go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that someone, if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons. Out of the gun, Fields. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They're certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Fields. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. Metcalf once again the target, and now it's 3rd down. Throwing again is Fields. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.